This will be do or die for the New England Patriots. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron. This is Sports Talk Patriots on the daily, pushing out that content to people just like you who can't get enough Patriots football. So as always, do me a huge favor, mean the world to me. Find wherever the heck that subscribe button is, hit that subscribe button, hit the little thumbs up, hit the notification bell, comment below. I don't care. Let's get rolling. So today what we're going to be talking about, potential huge needs for the New England Patriots, what they need to do. As well, we jump into potential wide receiver free agency pickups, and we might talk a little Chargers football. Who the heck knows? So anyways, let's jump into it. First and foremost, I thought it was very interesting. This website listed the 3 underrated positions that the New England Patriots need to work on. We're going to jump into that in just a second, but I want to say this. The reason this is do or die for the New England Patriots is because Gerard Mayo is looking like he's going to get another year. Elliott Wolf looking like he's going to get another year. Granted, is it possible that we see some coordinators gone, some position coach gone? True. Yes, it can happen. But when it comes down to it, I really think this organization, the people in charge at this moment in Gerard Mayo, Elliott Wolf, they get one more chance at this offseason. Last offseason, we could all say is probably, if you were going to throw out a grade, it'd probably be a C-. You could probably say D+. And the only reason it's a D+ and it's not just a D or an F is because of Drake May. And honestly, there's a couple other players in there that have not been awful. I honestly think in here, it says right here, Antonio Gibson hasn't really lived up to his hype. We'll talk about that in a second. I agree and disagree at the same time. But the biggest thing we need to realize, and this organization needs to realize, is this offseason, if they do not come in present a team pickups that you would say are probably in the B+, A- range, then they will be on an incredible toasty seat. All right. And so going into free agency, what do they need to get? Going into the draft, what do they need to get? We are going to be talking about this a ton moving into April. So this site right here talking about essentially 3 positions, and I agree with a couple, but there's one I don't agree with at all. So it's basically saying, hey, these are 3 underrated positions. We know the top positions are offensive line, tackle. From there, I would say it's wide receiver, and then it's an edge rusher. I think those are the 3 key things the Patriots really need to focus on this offseason. Now, that doesn't mean if they can find upgrades at positions, that is totally different. Take upgrades, but those are the high necessity areas. Those are the Mayday areas. Those are the you walk into your house and the kids are messing everything up, and you look around and you see what kid is doing the worst damage, and you go take care of that first before anything else. That was a weird analogy, but we're going with it. So anyways, first one they have is running back. I disagree with this. The offensive line has struggled this year. It's been so inconsistent. They haven't fully started the same offensive line many times. And so when it comes down to it, I think Ramondre Stevenson, I think he's going to be all right. The fumbles, I think they will fix. And when it comes down to it, we talked about at the beginning of the year that it was under 7.5 touchdowns. So technically, I took the over. He has 7 right now. There's 2 games left. I think he can score a touchdown before the season is over. So I think we're on track for that, which is not bad. So Ramondre Stevenson, I think, is fine. I don't think he's a problem. People who think he's a problem, I think they're over-exaggerating quite a bit. Antonio Gibson, I think he was a great pickup from Washington. He has had some games where he has done well. We need to remember he is not a running back like Ramondre Stevenson. He is not a running back that is going to be, don't get me wrong, I've seen him run over guys at times, but he is more of a east to west type guy. He is very agile. He's very quick out of the backfield, running in between the tackles, the A gap, the B gap. is not necessarily, I would say, his bread and butter. And so when you have someone like Antonio Gibson who has a line like they have, it's going to be rough. He's had games where he's popped off big plays. He showed his potential, and I've been glad that he's there as a number 2 running back. And I do truly believe that Ramondre Stevenson and Antonio Gibson, if this offense can get clicking, the pass game, you get some more weapons on the wide receiver side, and you get a line, they could be a dangerous duo. So I don't think we need to start sounding the horn. You could, at this point, you could really sound the horn on any position if you think about how they're playing. So how they're playing bad, but I don't think running back is one of them. I think Ramondre Stevenson, stick with him. Hasty, I don't mind either as that third coming in. He's quick. He shows that he can play some ball. Now, granted, that doesn't mean in the NFL draft, if they get into a later round and pick up a running back that Elliott Wolf or this organization finds beneficial, that's a different story. That's a totally different story. Sure, go ahead, but they shouldn't be going in and looking at getting Genty from Boise State or some big ticket name. No, should not be the plan. So I think running back is wrong. Defensive tackle is interesting, and the biggest reason is Christian Barmore. What is his outlook? What is going to happen with him? Again, we talk about in football, when you have that interior defensive line creating pressure, clogging the gaps, it's going to help open up things for the linebackers and the edge rushers. Barmore could do that and more. Okay? We know last year he was an absolute animal. He was a beast. He could get in. He had, 8.5 sacks. And so somehow, some way, we need him back. But if he can't get back, yes, defensive tackle is a need. I think it's a need regardless. Probably not a top priority need like those other positions, but I would say it is, especially if it comes out that Christian Barmore is out indefinitely and retiring for football or anything like that. And so I do think on the defensive tackle side of the ball, I do think that in the draft that would be a good pickup for the Patriots. And hopefully that's a position that they're looking into as well. I would not mind a defensive tackle probably in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round, like somewhere in there. Last but not least, we've talked about this one, cornerback. You look at Christian Gonzalez, dog, future Pro Bowler, future potential All-Pro, great cornerback, number 1 quarterback. But then we look at Jay Jones. Jay Jones is coming off the final year of his contract, and so the big question is he going to come back or is he not? He's older. And I think we've seen that at times this year that he is older. I do like Marcus Jones. I'm not even going to bring him up in this besides that point. But Jay Jones, so the interesting thing is there are a lot of younger, capable cornerbacks on this team. They've gotten in at times this year. They've played well at times, and they've been absolutely abysmal at times. So the big question would be, are we going to run with one of them? We're going to bring back Jay Jones for a veteran minimum? That would be interesting. We got the money. Sure, why not? It's barely anything. Or we're going to look to free agency or draft. So, again, I think cornerback, that cornerback 2 spot is a necessity. I might even put that right under the cornerback position at what we need, at the edge rusher position when it comes in order of what the Patriots need. And again, just running this out there, Ramondre Stevenson, you look at his 1 year, he played 17 games, had just over 1,000 yards. He had just over 400 yards receiving that year. Not a crazy amount of touchdowns, but 800 yards this year, not bad. 7 touchdowns for this offense. Again, not bad. The glaring thing for a lot of people is this right here: 6 fumbles. Again, in the past, this has been even the 210. He only had 2 fumbles. Now, some of these fumbles you could say were kind of. I can think of at least 2 that were kind of fluky, but still that leaves it to 4. So when it comes down to it, he showed before that he can secure the ball. I think he's going to figure it out. So no issues there. Comment below so we talk about offensive line. wide receiver, edge rusher, cornerback, defensive tackle. I know this says running back, but again, for me, it's not a concern. What do you think is maybe a low-hanging concern the Patriots really need to look at that maybe not dealing with one of these things, or maybe it is? Comment below. Let me hear from you. Last but not least, affordable wide receiver options for the Patriots. None of these I'm interested in. And the reason I'm saying that is because I think Pop Douglas has a lot of potential. I think Kayshon Boutte has potential. Even though these two have done absolutely nothing this year, have done absolutely nothing for me, or the Patriots organization, me, I don't know, what am I saying? Jalen Polk, Javon Baker have potential. And so if they're going to bring a wide receiver in, I want it to either be a tried and true number one, or McMillan from Arizona. That is all I want at wide receiver. These guys, in my opinion, Demarcus Robinson, I'm not saying he's bad. It's a filler. It's in my opinion, most of these are like a KJ Osborne situation. I'm not saying they're worse than KJ Osborne, but I don't see the point. Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown. Honestly, I see him, if he, he's back right now playing for the Chiefs. If he does well, I think he's going to end up staying there. Having him and Worthy would be dirty. He had some issues when he was in Baltimore with his hands, so I don't know. He definitely has potential. I'm not going to disagree with that. But again, I think there's other people out there that I would much rather have and spend money on than any of these three. Darius Slayton, I understand in the Giants, he hasn't had like a true quarterback really throwing to him. He would cost more for sure than Robinson. But again, there's other people I'd rather have. Other people I'd rather have on the team. So comment below, tell me what you guys think. Wide receivers, any position, who would you love to see on the Patriots? So the two questions today: what's a position area that you think isn't talked about enough that the Patriots need to focus on? And as well, wide receiver, tell me who is your dream player, or someone you think is more realistic. So dream player for me would probably be, I honestly, watching highlights of McMillan more and more, I'm like, gosh, this guy's he's a beast. He could be like a Megatron type. But in pairing him with Drake May, would be crazy. But the question is, do you want to waste the second round pick? No, I don't want to say waste. Do you want to spend the second round pick on him? But I do also like someone like DK Metcalf, T. Higgins. Like, these guys already have shown, hey, they are top-tier wide receivers, or have the potential to be. So comment below, tell me what you think. My name is Aaron, the Sports Talk Patriots. Hit the subscribe button on your way out. We'll talk later. Peace.